The latest Tucson debuted for 2022, introducing a sharp new look and a clean premium feel interior. No longer content to be merely competent and average, Hyundai gave the Tucson a shocking exterior design matched to a roomy interior and plenty of tech, making it possibly one of the best compact family SUVs on the market. As for Mazda, the 2023 Mazda CX-50 is an all-new small SUV that is sold alongside the existing CX-5. It's an odd situation having two similar SUVs competing in the same class, but there are enough differences to justify each. With its slightly more rugged look and new interior, the CX-50 is supposed to offer an improved experience over the CX-5 and many other rival SUVs as well. Which raises the question, which one should you get? Well, let's find out. Call it striking, call it over the top, whatever descriptors you want to hang off of it, we can agree it's unlike anything else in the segment. This model you see here comes in what Hyundai calls Calypso Red, which only adds to its eccentric design. A shield-like front grille hides the LED running lights within its elements, only showing the Tucson's face when lit. In a world where pop-up headlights can't exist, this is the next best thing. Overall, you have to give the designers of the Tucson credit. They really went for it. In a segment, again, known for bland anonymity, the Tucson is an explosion of sharp creases, odd bulges, and a smiling grille that lights up on its edges like a Vegas marquee. The wheel arches are angular rather than actual arches. There are diamond shapes embossed in the rear bumper, and the aforementioned LED taillights that dangle from a full-width light bar, like Dracula fangs. There is a lot going on, maybe too much, but hey, better than dull. In the CX-50's case, boxy is beautiful. Well, maybe not beautiful, but certainly interesting. The tapered shape is a subtle nod to the CX-5 and resembles something of a bigger CX-30. But in my opinion, the CX-50 looks better than both of those vehicles. This one has sharper headlights, a cleaner grille design, and a more distinct profile. The only complaint, be it a minor one, is that the base model can look basic compared to other trims. The concave surface of the black plastic cladding on the wheel wells subtly reinforces the shape of the flares. Thin taillights with a great amount of 3D surfacing to them emphasize just how wide the CX-50 is. To that end, Mazda says this is the widest hood it's ever installed on a road car. The proportions are what really sell the CX-50. Given that its significant road presence without being shouty, it still boasts 8.6 inches of ground clearance too. As for the Tucson, it has a cool, calm aura, as the upper portion wraps around from the doors before flowing into the main infotainment section like a waterfall. I love that the seat memory buttons are held within the chrome strips, which tie the whole look together. Sure, they are slightly more of a reach than they had been plunked on the armrest, but that's boring. The optional two-tone color scheme on the top trim levels also give the whole dashboard some visual depth. The 10.25-inch touchscreen and the climate control below are both angled ever so slightly towards the driver. Lower trims use an 8-inch screen, both get standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, though the big one here still needs the cords to do it. Regardless, the native UI is quick and intuitive, with most everything a swipe or a poke away. Climb into the CX-50's interior and there is an elegance that we've come to expect from Mazda. The dashboard is clean and simple, favoring straight lines to once again emphasize the width of the SUV. The first thing you'll notice is the contrast stitching across the dashboard, doors, and seats. Almost every touchpoint is crafted from a soft touch material too. Mazda's steering wheels continue to be some of the best in the business. Large with a thin cross-section and wrapped in smooth leather, it nails an important touch point. We're also not sold on the strip of plastic surrounding the horizontal vent in the dash. Mazda's designers didn't go far enough to make the vent hidden, resulting in the plastic being the focal point instead. All of these are minor faults, however, that don't change the fact that this interior is a very pleasant space to spend time in. All but the base CX-50 comes with a 10.25-inch widescreen display. Most functions, including operating the navigation system, are done with the control knob and supporting menu buttons on the center console. New is the standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto that can now be operated via touchscreen capability. A potential shortfall is the instrument panel, however. While the center display is a screen that can change its design and provide information, it's inherently small and flanked by analog gouges. As far as passenger space goes, the Tucson pretty much matches that of the Sportage. One area where the Sportage interior is superior is in the physical controls of climate and audio, instead of the haptic controls found in the Tucson. When it comes to cargo space, in gas form, the Tucson offers up a massive 38.7 cubic feet of storage space. and that's with the seats up. Drop the 60/40 second row and you've got 80.3 cubes. Opting for the hybrid drops that figure to 74.5 cubic feet, which is still huge. When it comes to passenger space, the CX-50 is one of the biggest compact SUVs on the outside, but only an average-sized one inside. The optional terracotta leather interior option does spice the look. Regardless of color, however, the CX-50 seats are supportive and offer a large range of adjustments, ensuring good comfort for a wide variety of driver shapes and sizes. The panoramic moonroof allows more sunlight into the cabin, the rear doors open 90 degrees, and the nearly flat floor means seat in 3 is possible. As for cargo space, with the seats up you will find 31.4 cubic feet of space. Drop them down and you will have 56.3 cubic feet to work with. As far as pricing is concerned, a base model Tucson SE front-wheel drive will run you $27,000, including destination. From there, buyers can move through the SEL at $28,400, Sporty N-Line at $32,500, Off-Road Styled XRT at $33,200, and Limited at $36,600. Adding all-wheel drive is a $1,500 upcharge. Want a hybrid? There are 3 levels to choose from. Blue at $31,000, SEL Convenience $33,600, and Limited at $39,000. As for pricing, the CX-50 starts at a reasonable $28,000, including destination charge. All-wheel drive is standard, and the turbo engine upgrade is the one to get, with prices ranging from $38,400 to the Premium Plus at $43,600. Like everything Mazda makes with more than 2 seats, the CX-50 comes with a choice of 2 2.5-liter engines, one naturally aspirated and one turbocharged. And the turbo variant is the one to get, a delightfully torquey unit rated at 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque on 87-octane fuel. Fill it up with premium, however, and the CX-50 throws down 250 horsepower and 320 pound-feet. All that power routes through a 6-speed automatic to a standard iActive all-wheel drive system. With predictable handling and sports car accurate steering, the CX-50 is a pleasure to hustle through corners. The suspension tune feels a bit softer than the CX-5's, resulting in more body roll, but the wider track and lower seating position help offset the additional side-to-side movement, and the ride quality benefit is noticeable. Quiet, comfortable, and confident, the CX-50 drives more like a Volvo XC60 than a Toyota RAV4. A top-trim Premium Plus package-equipped model can cost over $43,000, which is steep by the standards of its class, but not unheard of, as $40,000 plus RAV4s and Escapes exist too. Plus, with its attractive brown leather and contrast stitching, the CX-50's cabin is considerably nicer to look at and touch than anything else in the mainstream segment. The Tucson also feels just as mature and comfortable to drive. It's not a bad thing, but there is a bit of a disconnect between how the Tucson looks and how it drives. The angular look suggests it's sporty, but from behind the wheel, it's all about comfort. The Tucson is a peach on highway roads and cities alike. There is enough give to the sidewalls on those 19-inch tires to take the sting out of bigger bumps, while the suspension's dampening is finely judged, smoothing out any unwanted nastiness. It's also impressively quiet, with very little road or wind noise making its way to the cabin. And since both the Tucson and the Sportage share the exact same hybrid powertrain, you can expect similar driving refinement. One thing to mention is the 6-speed automatic transmission that allows the hybrid to drive just like a regular ICE model. There is no drone, none of that CVT-style elasticity off red lights, and when you call for full power, the transmission will happily drop a gear or two. The brake pedal is also pleasantly progressive, despite featuring hybrid regeneration. So, which one should you get? Well, the Mazda is the easy choice here. The CX-50 comes alive in the way it communicates and moves beneath you, something that nothing else in this segment can come close to doing. It's the kind of design that we've come to expect from the creators of the Miata. The CX-50 can still do the day-to-day just as well as the Tucson, with plenty of space, good fuel economy, robust Japanese reliability, and a breathtaking design.